Worldwide Biggies is a character IP creation shop, so we really are creating new original IPs that are birthed on the web and then have extensions into multi-platform. We also though have an expertise in taking brands and media and creating online experiences for them that can travel to multi-platform. So as we've done with The Princess Bride, we have reinvented old brands and taken them into the new media as well.
The WAP site, the broadband channel, the analog channel, now launching an e-commerce site and ultimately expanding the Oxygen brand internationally was a big part of the strategy of taking the business into its next phase.
We all learn from other people's achievements. I mean, I don't think there'd be a Cops if there hadn't been a candid camera and Dragnet and the Wolper era of documentaries. I mean, all these things sort of coalesced in my mind and in my, not so much my mind, in my impulse, I guess, to come up with a show called Cops. So I do think it's important that we look backward as well as forward.
What programs will be purchased by what stations? Therefore, we want to make sure we're not bidding against ourselves. We want to know what's available. We want to know not only about the shows that we will acquire and where they might go on our stations, but about the shows that our competitors are acquiring. So we'll know how strong our lineups will be going forward.
After the San Francisco season, which was our fourth season of The Real World, Joe Davola, who was at MTV at the time, asked us to do a spin-off, and he said, what about some kind of a road trip? And so we came up with the idea of Road Rules, the idea of sending 6 young people off on a series of missions, and if they accomplished all the missions, they'd get a handsome reward. And you know, it worked, and it got great ratings, and it was on the air for, I think, 14 seasons.
The cable has stayed the same across the board, whether it's Lifetime, TNT, USA, A&E. We're sort of on a similar place. I think, though, the interesting thing is the broadcast networks have started looking at what we're doing on a smaller budget, and they've sort of lowered their budgets. They'll always do, I think, broadcast network will always do a few big, you know, expensive shows, but I think they can't help but look at what basic cable has been able to do on their budgets and try and see if they could, you know, do similar things at the broadcast network.
It speaks more to the passion of the people that work here and the people that produce the shows. I mean, it's not just a job. I think everybody feels really strongly about what they're doing and works really hard to find inventive ways to make, you know, to make our dollars stretch further than it seems humanly possible, honestly. But
entertainment is all about execution. So I think when you find great characters in great situations, that makes great television.
It's always a negotiation, but we certainly think of cross-platform, brand integrated, entrepreneurial, 360-degree, you know, strategies for our concepts from inception.
Well, we know the scripted format business is very viable. We've seen a lot of our competitors and a lot of studios acquiring and selling these things, and it's a business we're clearly attracted to and we're clearly in, and we see it as a way to kind of jumpstart the scripted process instead of going through that long development process.